Live.
Okay.
Hello. Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Okay, welcome to the second episode of my Ping Talk series. I'm the host. My name is Ping. I am in the trade of customized size beddings solutions. And if you'd like to know more about what I do, you can check out my website in the description. So my talk show actually focus on having speakers from various trade to share more about their daily life on their job, things that you may not know, and maybe some interesting people or incidents that that my speakers actually come across, and they will share a bit more deeper insights on what exactly they do. So today I'm very happy to have Richard on my second episode of my show. Thank you, Richard. Okay, so before I allow Richard to share, I think I would like to formally introduce Richard. Okay, so Richard has been writing will for the general public since 2001. Okay, that's very long time back. Okay, he has also trained many financial advisors on the subject of will and estate. So Richard believes that will writing is not about the amount of assets that you need to accumulate first, okay, but it's about your responsibilities towards your family members. And I think that Richard would believe that this is very very true, right? Okay, so today Richard is actually a certified trainer under the Singapore WDA, conducting various workshops at various schools, community centers, churches, and also like several companies on the subject of will writing. Anybody who likes to know more, of course, can reach out to Richard. Okay, so once again, thank you, Richard, for coming on board my show. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thanks, Ping,
Okay.
for having me around, to come into your talk show to do some sharing. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no problem. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Okay, so Richard, I think for you to start, I think that yeah, I mean people heard about what will writers does, basically probably like help clients to manage in terms of the assets kind of stuff. But I think really about more in depth with regards to what a will writer is doing, beside pen and paper, So maybe you'd like to share a little bit more on that aspects on what you do on a daily basis. Yeah.
Okay. On a daily basis, I meet clients. In the past, I meet client. I go down to their place. So I
Mm.
drive all the way to the north, east, southwest to meet client at their house.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, it's home-based service and
Home-based services. Wow, very personalized.
very personalized. But you also take
Okay,
out a lot of my time because one day I only can see two or three clients.
okay, okay.
Yeah, but fortunately during the COVID period, we learned to do using Zoom, and ever since then, right, I able to meet client. I make it a point to meet clients online, because it's a no obligation. Means to
Mm,
say that they don't have to pay us any. There's no consultation fees, you know, meet online. No, so what I do is that I tell my client that basically the whole purpose of meeting online is as good as meeting face to face on, but the whole objective is to understand their situation, understand what is their intention, what is their
mm,
worries. Based on their set, then I will give my job during the meeting, of course, is to help them to customize the will such that it need to reflect inside their will. In another word, it's not like one piece of paper, everyone just write the same thing, just cut and paste, we don't sell that kind of form lah. That one is
yeah.
typically form filling. We don't sell form, but we,
Mm,
we actually help clients to customize their situation, you know, by by taking time to understand their needs, to understand their family bonding. That's why the first meeting over Zoom usually about almost 2 hours.
mm.
And that's
So customization in terms of like depending on like what kind of assets they have, and also like the number of members in the family kind of stuff.
yes, we go into their assets to understand what asset they have, and based on the situation, if upon them, what will happen to the assets, who they want to give it to, so we understand their asset. We break down their asset into different categories to understand and analyze their intention. Then so that basically we can craft out the will properly. So that's how I meet up my client first in the first meeting. Then if
Mm,
then on the end of the meeting, right, end of the 2 hours, I will give them a more precise quotation. you know. So
mm,
usually so there are quite a number of people ask me, Richard, how you charge? What's your rate? I tell them, yeah, you just go to my website and see because my website show all the charges on there already. But
oh,
but
so
situation is
quite transparent in terms of
yeah,
your
yeah,
pricing.
it's very transparent. No harm no harm hiding. My charges all very transparent. So I told them, if you based on rate, right, mine may not be cheap, no. If you
Mm,
go to some website free one, there are free will customize. I mean, not customize, but cut and paste one. Then
mm,
my rate is not cheap, but it's actually about $400 onwards.
mm. But I
Not
think
money.
for the fact that you do customization, right? So I
Yeah,
guess.
correct, correct. So the whole process is over by 3 to 4 meetings. So that's why the first meeting is to spend more hours to help them to customize their will, as in help them to plan out the content
Mm,
to reflect their will, and then tell them what are the information I need. Then let them decide lah. Then if let's say they are okay, then they will provide us the data, and when we receive the data, we prepare the job, and we will meet the second time to go through the job word by word, line by line. Because everyone you can read English, right? But not
mm,
everyone have the same understanding of the legal implication of one sentence. You see, which is why we make it a point to meet client to go through it word by word instead of
mm.
saying to you, "Hey, Ping, I sent to you WhatsApp to you. You look at guitar, go and read yourself." we, we have never done that before.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we make it a point. The only time I did that was my client had to turn out to be a lawyer, lah. Then of course he understand, lah. You know.
Mm,
Otherwise,
mm,
I make it a point to read with my client, and at the
mm,
same time to go through and make sure that everything is proper. Sometimes I might type wrongly, so
mm,
that's why I check the name and I see, and then to adjust the intention. Because 2 weeks ago they say want to give everything to Ping, but 2 weeks later, we're going through the job. No lah, Ping give him 50% will do 50% go to somewhere. Right. So we will customize until satisfied. Then if
mm,
everything okay, no further changes, then we will meet the third time, whereby I'll prepare the original will, not online already. The third meeting is go down to their place, meet in person for them to sign in person. That one
oh,
cannot be done online. Unfortunately, the law doesn't recognize digitized signing.
copies lah.
Correct, not at the moment. Yeah.
Mm. Well, but
But
actually, yeah, I mean, sounds like quite a very tedious and very detailed kind of work that you're doing.
yeah,
Just to
yeah,
make sure that
correct. So the
yeah.
whole process, if you take in terms of time invested, first meeting about 2 hours, second meeting is about 1 hour, third meeting is about half an hour, total about 3.5 hours to 4 hours,
Okay. So
excluding
your charges is actually not based on hours. It's based on the,
based
the
on
s-
the content.
based on the content. Okay.
Mm, correct,
Mm.
correct. Yeah. So
Okay.
if you take the hours into consideration, actually I'm very cheap. Under 50
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Richard, I actually I got the question I want to ask you, right?
Yeah.
It's like when you talk about like will writing, usually it's like you will have this idea about like you need like a lot of like money, a lot of assets, a lot of like you're
Uh,
rich lah, in rich
yeah lah.
for
Must have
you
mindset, then
to
you talk about
actually
will
write a
lah.
will, huh?
Must have money, then you talk about will lah. No money, write what will, right now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But what I meant is do you need like really a lot of money before you say it's like okay, I will do a will kind of stuff. I mean, is that
Mm.
something that like I mean, the perspective that because I mean people will usually think that like I have a lot of money, that's why I need to write a will, right? Kind of stuff. Yeah. Is-
Actually, this is a very common misperspective about
Mm,
writing a will. That a lot of people I mean, I've been doing this for 20 over years. 20 years ago, their thought is this: must have money to talk about will. Even today, it's still the same.
Mm.
You know?
Still the same.
Although,
Okay.
yeah, although most people already got real with it. I mean, in
Mm.
the past 20 years ago, and you take about out of 10, I would say roughly about 80% of them have not done their will. But today,
Mm.
I would say you still got a big market. I would say roughly about 60% have not done
Mm.
their will.
Still quite a lot, huh? Yeah.
Quite a lot, quite a lot.
Mm.
Have you done yours?
Not yet. Waiting.
You see?
Okay, okay, okay. We can do this after the show.
So,
Yeah.
so, so, like what you say, will writing is there's a misconception that you must have money to
Mm.
talk about will.
Okay.
The answer is not true, lah. It's really about responsibility. That that you it's for your family, ma. You know. And allow me to share a true story. Is it okay?
Sure, 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 sure. Yeah, go ahead, Richard.
Name. I will not say the name lah of my client. This
Yeah, yeah,
happened
sure,
many
sure.
years ago lah. You know,
Mm.
because in the past in the early years, like back in 2003, I my concept at the time was that, yeah lah, it's all about money lah, it's all about money asset lah. Until I came across a taxi driver, you know, I finished my work very late at night, about
Mm.
10 p.m. So this taxi driver drove me back home. Then along the way, we struck a conversation. And the taxi driver shared with me about his brother. Okay, his brother died at the age of 40 plus only.
Mm.
Illness, heart failure. And his brother died as a with two children. The
Mm.
brother is a divorcee. Right. So the brother died leaving behind two children, the boy who is 19 years old and the girl who is only 17 years old. Right. So technically, in terms of money, not I mean, stay in HDB lah. I mean, most of us stay in HDB. We don't have a lot of money, but in general, all his money go to the two children.
Mm.
Right. Under the law, in the case no will, asset will goes to two children if no um, if you don't have any spouse, because it's divorced, you got children, the parent don't get anything, but the two children get everything. But then two children are minor. Yes, the children get everything: cash, house, the insurance proceeds, the shares. But under the law, someone need to hold the money on behalf of two children, right?
Mm.
Likewise, someone can look into the children well-being, who will take care of the two children as a guardian, legal guardian, you know. So as I talking to the taxi driver, say, "Oh, you lah, your own brother, you don't take care of your own nephew or niece, right?" In fact, most people will say, brother and sister, they will look after if husband and wife not around. But unfortunately, the taxi driver told me this. My own family members, I already got problem. How can I take care of another two more person?
Mm.
So it wasn't that taxi driver. He make a guess who stepped forward to look after the two teenagers. Make a guess.
Mm. The brother? No?
Was Amma, the grandma,
Okay.
yeah, the taxi driver's mother, right, who's 70 years old, right?
So
Uh,
she came forward to just take care of the children.
yes, as a legal guardian to look after her two granddaughter and grandson, right? But as a 70-year-old grandma, it's difficult for her to control the whereabouts of the two teenagers. So what happened was that the son, the 19-year-old son, 19-year-old one, apparently messed around with the wrong company at the void deck, got involved in the goose sniffing. In
Mm.
Singapore, there's one period, quite a major issue, right? A lot of people
Yeah,
buy the
yeah, yeah,
goose
yeah.
sniff, right? And because he's 19 years old, he was caught and was charged as an adult. He was jailed, you know. Then the 17-year-old girl, right, apparently got a lot of boyfriend outside. Every night never come back, you know. So This is a story, true story shared by the taxi driver while fetching me back home. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that incident, I was actually thinking, goodness, I mean, the father passed away, didn't write a will, probably because he think that he don't have a lot of asset. But ended up, if he look back and see his own children in that kind of situation, will he really die in peace? You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that incident actually changed my perspective about writing a will. Because if he has a will, he could have appointed people he trusts. Yeah, he could appoint his ex-wife. By the way, the ex-wife remarried,
Oh.
got her own family. So the ex-wife doesn't want. He could appoint ex-wife don't want, then he can appoint the brother. If the brother doesn't don't want, he can appoint someone else whom he feel that can trust, can look into the well-being. It could have been avoided,
Mm-hmm.
if there is a will. So that incident changed my perspective like that. Will writing is not about how much asset you need to have, but it's about your responsibility for your family member first. You know, which is why sometimes I ask a husband and wife, husband and wife they're together. Yeah lah, if one not around, the other spouse will look after. But why not plan ahead? What if both not around?
Mm-hmm.
Or what if spouse not around first, leaving you as a single parent, and when you're not around, who take care of the children,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right now?
I think sometimes like it things like it's just like probably like insurance kind of stuff, right? I mean, if
Mm.
things doesn't happen, right, it won't come to your mind like, oh yeah, I need that kind of stuff, right? So it's kind of like the same as, I mean, I guess it's the same as what your will writing is, right? I mean, if like people may think that, oh, things doesn't happen, so I don't really need, why would I want to spend the money to write a will kind of stuff, if
That's true.
so
That's true.
yeah. So I guess that's so how usually like uh I mean you have been doing this for so many years already. So usually how do you try to reach out to people with regards to like really educating them on
Mm.
I know that you're educating like teaching like financial advisors, but directly to consumers kind of thing. How do you usually like reach out to them in
Uh,
that sense?
there are two ways I try to reach out to more people, to the public. One, of course, is through pin talks.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you too.
I do one I mean I do there are a couple of ways right I
Mm,
do on a regular basis. One, of course, is I reach out to the financial advisor
mm,
to
mm,
provide a value added services to their client. So
mm.
we work hand in hand together lah.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. You work
because,
closely with the financial advisor.
because I don't sell insurance, I don't sell investment. You know,
Mm,
uh, I only do wills and probate. So one way is we add value by collaboration in that area. The other part is I will reach out to like RC lah, CC lah, private companies lah, see whether they are keen or not. I can do a workshop sharing,
mm.
know,
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
sharing about
So you
wills.
do a lot of workshops in for corporates as well, lah.
Yeah,
Right?
lah. By the way, all these are free lah. No point in charging. It's all about giving to the communities.
Mm,
Because
mm, mm,
all this to me is common knowledge. you know.
mm.
And I feel that if most people have this common knowledge, then they know the importance of having a will. Just like insurance, 20, 30 years ago, people common knowledge about will, about insurance, what 大家嚟事 right not? But nowadays people know
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
importance of insurance. I mean, once they're married or they got children, they go directly ask the insurance agent they want insurance. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I think
so
time has changed, lah. I think people are
uh,
more well aware with regards to importance of either insurance or will
So
writing
yeah,
and stuff.
to the workshop, to the public, I also uh, in that manner like to educate the public. Uh,
Mm,
and also occasionally I conduct on the Facebook sharing.
mm,
Once a month, do a sharing on a live on Facebook lah. You know, um, No, no, sorry, not Facebook. I advertise on Facebook for Zoom meeting, get them to register, come to a Zoom meeting.
Mm,
Do lah.
mm.
I still don't know how to do live on Facebook yet lah.
Okay, okay. So I think, Richard, I think so. Basically, I think beside really meeting up clients, going to meet up with clients, I guess I think on a daily basis, you are really doing a lot on trying to reach out to different groups of people through educating workshops, kind of stuff. I mean, this
Mm,
is basically what you have been trying to advocate, right?
yeah,
In terms of
yeah,
the importance of will writing, right? Yeah,
yeah. Correct,
yeah.
correct, correct.
So, Richard, I was like also thinking like usually also like we it's like I mean, people talk about like having will writing, by lawyers kind of stuff.
Mm.
So, can you share a bit more with regards to like what was the difference between going to lawyers and like using your services kind of thing?
Sure. Um, well, a lot of people they thought that, hey, Richard, you're a lawyer. Ah." No, lah, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not.
Mm,
I don't have a license, so I'm not a practicing lawyer. But the difference between me and law firm is this:
mm,
law firm most of the time is a one way. You go there, you tell what you want, they write, ask a few questions, and on the spot, on the same day, you pay the money, 150 or $200, you get the will out.
mm.
You know,
So a
uh,
little bit of like copy and paste as well.
something like that lah.
Oh.
You know, but for me, we don't believe in customized. I mean, we don't believe in form filling types. So ours we don't. I have never done. I would sorry, not never. Most of our time is actually we do over a meeting of period of time. The only time I do on the spot, well, I wouldn't say it's on the spot, but on the same day lah, is
Mm,
when
mm, mm,
my client
mm.
is in the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah,
So there's
correct.
an urgency on trying to get the thing done up
Correct,
soon. Yeah.
correct. So go down to the hospital in the morning, understand the patient's intention, then draft out the will, then at night go there again, for them to sign up. You're talking about that. I got one case, one story. You
Mm.
want to hear now?
Of course, just share. I think the audience will be
This
love
one
to hear.
very this one very interesting one. Uh,
Okay.
I was in Marina Bay, right, in the morning. Because in nothing to do, so I go there, have my quiet time, have my prayer. Then suddenly got one call. Apparently this lady going to have operation tomorrow. Operation on the leg, got one hole.
Mm.
So it's like day surgery. So she's in SGH and she want her will done. So I think okay, can. I go down to the hospital SGH in the morning, reach there at 10 o'clock in the morning. Talk to her, say, oh, this is what you want, huh? Okay, can I prepare for you? Because tomorrow she's having the operation, that's why need to get it done today, you know. So do a very simple one first for the time being now. Then I tell her, Madam So and so, Madam So and so, remember tonight as I come at 8 o'clock, you just have to prepare two person as witnesses because we will need the two witnesses right? So off I go. I came back at 8 o'clock. Wow, at the sea ward, sea ward, there's a lot of bed down there. I think got 6 or 8 beds down there, right? She's one of them. Her bed got a lot of
Mm.
relatives, about 10 of them, 10 relatives.
Oh,
That was many years ago before the COVID time, so 10 of them all down
okay,
there,
okay.
yeah. So I came in with the wheel, I came in with the wheel, say, hi, hello, hello. So who are the two witnesses? Huh? What will? Mom want to write will? How can mom write will without my consent? How is this? Wow, big wow, at night at 10 o'clock. I mean
Oh,
at,
no.
at 8 o'clock. And then the witnesses who are there, then
Mm.
I overheard here, I think we better don't get involved you know. And I try to explain to them, to the family member, "Kia boleh boleh, they cannot listen or cannot accept, Then
So
in the end,
everybody start to.
yeah, in the end, I say, I excuse myself. I will wait at the side, When you're ready, you all decide already, then I will take the wheel for her to sign. Anyway, the wheel already dated on that day itself. Signing the wheel actually 5 minutes scouting.
Mm.
8 o'clock, reach there. Then there were discussion, the commotion until the those neighbor wait oh wow, oh big kid like quiet here.
Uh,
Was pretty bad like drama like this man. But I waited for 3 hours.
3 hours. Wow. From so that was almost coming to midnight, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, 11
Before they decided to sign the thing.
before they found who are willing to be the winners. You know, just to sign a witness. 3 hours. Oh, that particular case really jialat. You know,
Mm.
yeah,
But usually it's like I mean this kind is like I mean if the person who wanted to engage you to do this will, I mean it's like probably has the final say, right? I mean, or
yeah,
it's
well,
like a
correct. It's just that some people they are not aware about the
mm,
legal implication of having a will. Because after all, a will is your wishes.
yeah, or
You
maybe
know,
they are worried that they are not part of the
I
receipt
guess
for the
so. Because of misunderstanding, you know,
mm,
uh, so that's why it ended up a lot of commotion like this. And when the commotion raises, you try to explain, you just cannot gel inside. Yeah, so bo
okay,
pian.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, this is a kind of like an interesting story that on like a what you encounter in terms of. So I think next time around, okay lah, maybe this is a special situation whereby you have to go to the hospital, right? I mean,
Yeah
if
lah.
not, most of the time it's like the person will have to either you go to the person's place to privately talk to them and sign with the witnesses, or if not in
Mm,
your office, kind of thing, right? I mean, these are
yeah.
kind of like I guess this is not like a very often, right?
Yeah, correct, correct. Right.
Mm.
This kind of issue is so far only one time it happened like this. You
Oh,
know.
one time.
After
Okay.
that I will know what to do to prevent such an issue already lah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. Make sure that there's no such case as like having 10 people standing around the sick bay, right?
That's more interesting one lah. I haven't said yet.
Ah, okay. Good. I mean, I think maybe Richard, you can share that the next time round when I'm gonna have you.
Sure,
Okay.
sure, sure.
So yeah. So anyway, thanks, Richard. I mean, this is short session, for all the audience to understand a little bit more in depth with regards to what you do. Obviously, we can hear that like you have very very vast experience, with regards to this will writing, and of course you can really give a lot of insights. Work with financial advisor. Any financial advisors out there, if you would really like to work with Richard, about this will writing, or even learn how to, about this will writing stuff, right? Yeah, I will share Richard's this contact in the comments later on. So anybody who wants to reach out to Richard can always give Richard a call, a ring, or WhatsApp kind of stuff. Talk to Richard, so he will be able to advise you accordingly, right? So thanks, Richard. And okay, before we end the session, okay, since this is my talk show, right? I'm in the sleep trade, right? So
You want to know
so
how which side I sleep? Is it?
yeah. So I mean, just for the fun of it, right? So I would usually ask my speaker one sleep question now. So I think that I will not give you a too difficult one now. Do you watch movie, Richard? Do you watch
Oh
movie?
yeah, but I love to watch movie.
Oh, you love to watch movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
then
then
when
movie ticket is so expensive until this year or until last year onwards, then it get cheaper.
oh, okay,
Last year,
okay.
you know why or not? Why last year the movie ticket very cheap?
Is it? Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't watch movie last year.
senior citizen.
Okay, so Richard, okay, your question is this lah. Okay, okay, if you were to pick one movie, right? Okay,
Hmm.
that is so boring that like that never fail to put you to sleep, right? So boring that you were like so what is this movie that you have come across? Is there
Wow.
any movie that is so boring that like will put you to sleep? Yeah,
A
and
movie.
then I think that I can use that to for my clients who have some problem in sleeping.
Well, Ping, basically,
Yeah.
I personally I like action movie. I like science fiction movie. But
Mm,
there's only one type of movie that I will always
never
avoid.
watch. Oh,
I don't want to watch. Especially those drama one. Do a lot of talking one.
oh,
Love
those
story.
drama, love story kind of stuff.
Yeah, that one. I'll probably be the one that fall asleep first. Yeah. When
Okay.
I go movie with my wife, right, to watch all this action movie, she will be the first one to sleep.
Oh, see. Wow, the opposite,
But
the opposite.
yeah, but when you watch those love story, I'll be the first one to sleep.
Wow, okay. Okay, there will always be someone that's sleeping in the movie, I guess. So,
Uh, uh, I guess so.
okay, okay. Anyway, yeah, thanks, Richard. I mean, this one is just kind of for fun of it. Yeah. So thanks for being with me today. For this Pink Talk second episode series. About your daily life as a will writer, your experience wise. So thank you so much again, Richard,
Thank
for
you for
spending
having
that
me
this
here. Yeah,
for spending this half an hour with me. And I, of course, hopefully I will be able to invite you again next time round to share more interesting story, right? Okay.
can anytime,
Yeah.
anytime.
Okay, so thanks a lot, guys. Whoever that is with us, thank you for joining us for today's session. So I hope you guys can subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification so that we have on a weekly basis to invite interesting speakers to share about their experience. So for now, thanks a lot again, and have a good evening. Good night to you all.
Good
Bye.
night.